my name is Mark from JazzGuitarLessons.net. Today's video lesson is all about chords and how to make your jazz guitar comping better. This is somewhat of an unconventional guide to jazz guitar comping since we'll be taking a detour. We won't be thinking purely in terms of chords, and here's why. Usually when students wish to improve upon their comping ability, they're looking to learn more and more jazz guitar chord shapes, and the end result of memorizing tons of just new jazz chords is often confusion. So this is where I step in as an instructor. To make comping and jazz harmony work, we need a different approach, right? So we'll start to examine chords from a melodic perspective. In this video, we'll start with a simple melody on the top strings, and we'll harmonize a selection of tasty chords under it, then activate the rhythms. As a result, we'll wind up with a complete, beautiful, and swinging jazz guitar comping study on the blues in B-flat. In 5 concrete steps, you'll become a different musician. So you'll soon realize how few shapes you really need in order to make comping sound way better, right? So let's get started. As a prerequisite to all the materials we'll cover in this lesson, please take a quick look at the first page of the PDF file. We have the basic chord structure for basic blues in B-flat, as played by jazz musicians. You can hear this in the backing track, and with drums and bass only, playing 3 choruses of the blues in B-flat. It's usually best to think of the 12-bar blues as 3 sections, right? 3 sections of 4 bars. The first 4 bars are around the tonic, in this case B-flat 7. The next 4 bars are around the 4 chords, the E-flat 7, and the last 4, they contain a 2-5-1 cadence. If all of this is completely unfamiliar to you, please pause this video right now and find further information in the blues section of the JazzGuitarLessons.net website. Looking at a PDF now, in step 1, we have the skeleton of the top note melody line we'll use to construct the comping on the blues, right? So notice that this line is based around the 1st and 5th degrees of most of the chords in the form. Let's simply skip ahead now to step 2 immediately because we'll start using some chords. Notice that what we find in step 2, they're just chords with basic bar idea, with the top note as the highest pitch in the chord. So basic bars are the ones you find in your first guitar lessons, right? So let's play step 2 together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So step 2 was pretty boring, right? And not very jazz sounding. So let's modify this to add even more interesting jazz chords. So looking at step 3, before we get there, let's look at some of the chord shapes we'll be using. First, here's how we play the B-flat 7 chord, the B-flat chord. It has a 9 in it and has no root. And we'll also use the same shape in bar 8 for the G7 chord. It's the same shape but 3 frets lower. Then there's also the B-flat 13 we'll play in bar 4 and 11 here. The tonic of the chord is on the top string. And now let's check out this E-flat 9 chord, the one we have in second bar. It's the same shape here as we will use in bar 10 for the F chord, 2 bars, 2 frets higher. And lastly, there's this interesting E-flat 9 chord that we need during bar 6, right? So now that we have all the tools, let's play the full chorus in step 3 together. 2, 3, 4. And we're done. Great, so now that we have some interesting chords, we need some interesting rhythms to activate the comping. As you probably already know, rhythms and groove are really the true driving force of jazz music. It doesn't matter if you know 1,000 chord shapes. Once again, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So in step 4, most of our fancy jazz chords from the previous step have been activated by playing them as an anticipation taking place on the beat and a 4, right before the 1, right? A push, a swing push. And we have added one more melody note right before each. So if this is your first chord, then we'll do. And be careful though, we do this for the first 8 bars, but the last 4 bars have a slightly different rhythm and timing. The aim is to create contrast and interest. So since we don't need any new chord materials here, let's practice step 4 together. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Watch out. That's it. And now for the last piece of the puzzle, step 5, we'll be adding the nice chromatic chords to ornament around what we had in the previous step. So now I don't want to overcomplicate things in this lesson and explain every single chord shape in the comping study. Since you already know how I got there, you already have a big picture idea of the use of the harmony on the blues, on this B-flat blues, right? We started simply, and now we're adding nice harmonic frills around the basic chords of the blues. So quick note though, about all the new chords in step 5, they're either approach chords by a half step. This is one way you can analyze them, half step higher, or you can analyze them as dominant chords with alterations. In this case, you'll read in the PDF, the sharp 5 alteration is used many times. So I'll be playing step 5 twice in a row, and you can use this as a reference for your practice. 1, 2. Watch the end. Again. Alright, that was great. So in conclusion, I strongly believe that this way of working with chords is pretty much the only jazz guitar comping resource you'll ever need. So try to replicate the process on tunes you're already familiar with, right? And that's it for today. I'm Mark from JazzGuitarLessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and I will see you in the next video lesson. Take care, practice well, and thanks for watching.